Of course, we all dream of that one video that just goes viral, the one with the absolutely crazy view count. But here's the thing. When you listen to the folks who've already made it, they'll tell you that those view spikes don't actually build a lasting channel. It turns out there's a much, much more important number that YouTube itself is practically begging us to pay attention to.
So if it's not views, then what is it? Well, all the experts are pointing to one thing: watch time. Let's really get into why this metric is the secret key to unlocking the YouTube algorithm.
Okay, think about it like this. When you're just chasing views, you end up doing things like clickbait or jumping on a trend you don't really care about. Sure, you might get the click, but the viewer bails in like 10 seconds. That's just a vanity metric, a temporary high. But if you focus on watch time, you're focused on creating something genuinely valuable that holds people's attention. And that sends a massive signal to YouTube that your stuff is quality, which means they'll start pushing your videos out to more people. That's how you build something real and sustainable.
And you don't have to just take our word for it. We've got proof straight from the horse's mouth, from YouTube itself. You know their test and compare feature for thumbnails? Guess what the winning metric is? It's not click-through rate, it's watch time share. I mean, come on. That is a massive flashing neon sign telling us exactly what they care about. They don't just want a click, they want a click that leads to someone actually watching.
But it gets even better. This all feeds into this golden metric called session time. Imagine this. Someone watches your video, and then they're so hooked they watch another one of your videos, and maybe even a third. You're not just getting watch time on a single video. You're single-handedly keeping that person on YouTube longer. That, my friends, is the holy grail for the platform. You're not just a creator anymore. You're a session starter. And believe me, the algorithm loves that.
Okay, so we're all on the same page now, right? Watch time is king. The big question is, how the heck do we actually get more of it? Well, it all starts way before you press that record button. It starts with planning your videos from the ground up with one goal in mind: maximum retention.
And the numbers don't lie. Look, a short, snappy video might pop off and go viral, but it's really, really hard to stack up a lot of watch time with it. I mean, think about it. A video under 4 minutes just has a natural limit, a ceiling on how much watch time it can possibly get. But when you start making videos that are 8 minutes or longer, suddenly you have so much more room to work with, a much bigger canvas to keep people engaged and rack up those all-important minutes.
So what's the magic number? Where's the sweet spot? Well, creator Roberto Blake actually did the math for us. If your goal is to get monetized, you need that solid average view duration. And to reliably get a 3 to 4 minute average, you probably need your videos to be somewhere in the 12 to 16 minute ballpark. It's just simple math, really. It gives you the wiggle room you need to hit those big watch time goals. Okay, so making a longer video is step one. But keeping someone watching for 12, 13, 14 minutes, that's a whole different ballgame. And that's where your editing skills come into play. We're not just talking about flashy transitions, we're talking about strategic editing that grabs a viewer by the collar and doesn't let go. There's this awesome concept from creator Modern Millie called front-loading your edit. Get this, she says you should be spending something like 70% of your total editing time on just the first 30 seconds. That's wild, right? But it makes total sense. That intro is everything. It's the moment of truth. If you don't hook them right then and there, poof, they're gone. So how do you craft that perfect, irresistible hook? First off, no fluff. Get straight to the point. Tell people exactly what they're in for. If it's a vlog, show them a quick dramatic clip of the climax right at the start. And this one is huge. Use pop-up text. You have to assume tons of people are watching with the sound off at first. That text is your only weapon to reel them in. All right, I've got a killer exercise for you from Marcus Jones. This is going to sound intense, but trust me, next time you film, record double the footage you think you'll need. Then do your first pass, edit it down to your normal length. And here's the key: walk away. Don't look at it for a couple of days. Then come back with fresh eyes and just be brutal. Cut another 40, even 50%. It forces you to be absolutely ruthless and leave in only the pure gold. Now for a tip that sounds completely backwards, but it works. Use timestamps or chapters. I know what you're thinking. Won't that just encourage people to skip ahead? But guys like Dan the Creator and Modern Millie say the exact opposite is true. Think about it. When a viewer gets a little bored, what's their alternative? Clicking off your video entirely. With chapters, they're way more likely to just skip to the next section that looks interesting. You keep them on your video, which saves your watch time. It's genius. Okay, so you did it. You hooked them, You kept them all the way to the end. High five. But wait, your job isn't over yet, not by a long shot. The real end game here is to turn that one successful view into a full-on binge session. That's how you 10x your watch time.
Marcus Jones has a great name for this. He calls it creating feedback loops. The whole idea is to make it incredibly easy, almost automatic, for a viewer to click on another one of your videos. You're basically building a little content universe, and you want to keep them exploring. You're trying to trap them, in the best way possible, of course.
And the best part is, YouTube gives you all the tools to build these loops. Playlists, they're huge. They basically let you take control of the up next queue. End screens, these are an absolute must. They're your final direct pitch to the viewer. You can even get creative and repackage a bunch of old videos into one giant compilation, or use cards to pop in a suggestion right when it's most relevant. So you're probably wondering, does this stuff actually move the needle? Well, let's look at the case of Marcus Jones again. He put this to the test. He added one simple strategic end screen to one of his videos, and the video he pointed to gained this many more watch hours in just 1 week. That is the insane power of a good feedback loop. I mean, look at these numbers. It's just staggering. The video was just sitting there chilling at around 650 watch hours for months. Then 1 week, just 1 week, after adding that end screen, the watch time more than doubled, and it picked up almost 9,000 new views along the way. That's not a fluke. That's not luck. That is pure strategy. It's about engineering the viewer's next move. So let's bring this all together. What does this all mean for us? It means we need to fundamentally change how we think about what we do. It's time to break up with our obsession with views and embrace a whole new way of thinking. This is your new mission, should you choose to accept it. Your job isn't just to get a click. Anyone can get a click. Your real job is to earn their time, every single second, from that initial hook, through the middle, to the very last frame, and then earning their next click. Every single choice you make should be about respecting and rewarding the viewer's time.
So when you sit down to plan your next video, just keep these takeaways in your back pocket. First, make watch time your absolute obsession, your North Star. Second, pour all that creative energy into nailing the first 30 seconds. Third, be ruthless. Cut out anything that doesn't absolutely need to be there. And finally, always have a plan for what comes next. Always.
So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. The question you ask yourself before you hit record shapes everything. So for your next video, will you be asking, how can I get more views? Or will you ask the much more powerful question, how can I earn their time? Because that little shift in thinking, well, that could be the key that unlocks everything for your channel. Thanks for tuning in.